Guys, welcome to another video. As you can see, I'm not at the farm. I'm sitting in my apartment on the edge of London today. Here's what you're going to see in the video today though. There is no food waste.
Sweet garlic. Oh my gosh.
I'm exploring different ways of connecting this on and off grid lifestyle. This week I just made little clips at the farm, so I thought I'd sit here and try and talk you through them. As you know, for a number of weeks we've been thinking about food waste with Lewis, who lives nearby. It's a service we'd like to offer to the houses, but I thought I would test it out and do an experiment here in Surbiton. Morning guys, I want to show you something. These are the bins for my whole block for 40 apartments, and there is no food waste. You have plastics, general waste, and food and cardboard. So I bumped into Stu, who's the leader of the management company in this building, and just said to him, would you be up for me doing an experiment, a trial, where we put a bin in? Wilderness Farm offers the service free to this apartment block, that we will take away your food waste. He has got some residents in the block that are concerned about why their food waste is going into landfill. So it is a problem he wants to solve. His risk is that it's going to smell. And so I said to him, how about we just try a 1 month experiment? I'll do 2 takeaways every 2 weeks to the farm. And if it doesn't work, we'll just take it back. And if it does work, we can carry on. There's also 2 bin sections here, the little one at the top and the big one at the bottom. So we'll start with the little one. So I sent them this email, and they're considering, and they're going to let me know. It's Thursday today. On Tuesday, I headed down to the farm. Something amazing happened actually. Over the weekend, Chloe had her family hen do. I was able to start sanding the floors in the hut and kind of reclaiming the timbers from my own dilapidation of them. And then on Tuesday, I was able to get the floor varnish down and brought the timbers up to just such a beautiful level. And it's something we've been thinking in the stables as well. Like if you start with a solid, good quality floor, that'll naturally make everything else on the walls and ceiling set to a good standard. Just little things as well, like I managed to just clean the windows for the first time. That they've still got all the moss from the woods on, but not anymore. That's all gone. So it's 6-7 years since we started trying to cut the trees to build this hut. But then for 5 years, I've not moved it forwards at all. Now, this is the first time we're making actual new progress with the hut to getting it into a nice place. So I'm totally buzzing about that. Eduardo was working on clearing all the leaves from the roof so that we don't get build up and then mold and leaks. And Andy was figuring out how to actually collect grass with our grass collector on the back of the mower, which actually worked incredibly well. And it was amazing how much grass we were actually able to put in the composting heap. Andy did a dump off from the farm cam as well. In 24 hours, this is only half of what we saw. Check how good the audio quality is as well. It's amazing what audio and visual recorders are without human intervention. We would never have known that we had these little guys hanging out. The stag on a random roaming romp. Oh, listen to that audio. We need to get a little muffler for the mic so that the wind doesn't come in, because it's so nice to hear the bird song, especially when I'm not there. Then we had a little bit of biomimicry from the lesser spotted Essex variant, and Jack popped in yesterday to do a little checkup.
I'm checking out the garlic. There's some survivors, so they're coming up well, happy with it. Some are being popped out by badgers and deer, so a little bit of mischief, but all in all, we're farming. Reason of the cardboard and the spoilt straw, we've got manure underneath on top of the grass, so good healthy compost underneath. Then we've got the cardboard, help with the weeds, help with the moisture. Real thing about this is the amount of like worm activity in here. I'm bringing that from the farm. It's year old, it's spoilt, it's decaying, and that's what you want. And this is going to be a rich bed of life.
And then the final part, which I still haven't found a home after going to 3 petrol stations, is what to do with the chemical toilet, the caravanning chemical toilet that we first put in before the composting was set up. I'm so hoping it's not splashing in the car, that we've never emptied, and I've got to find a home for it. Ugh. We have a tap for water, and we have solar now, which is obviously our own power, but we don't have any sewage. Any ideas are very welcome. Last week we also had visits from Mary, who we worked on the coral projects with, scheming up what the next year looks like. And I'm really pleased to link in below a session that I pulled together with Carl Gombrich, my dear friend, and with Louis Cole, who I'm sure many of you will know, on imagination and interaction at Chloe's Club, The Conduit in London. I'll link it in below so you can see the amazingness that Louis brought to the session and what Carl took us into, just totally different worlds that I've been privileged enough to enjoy over the years individually, finally bring them together. And for me, it really speaks to the heart of mind. And when you're thinking about social change and social impact, actually at the heart of that is people's lives being transformed, how they see, how they perceive the world being transformed. And that often happens because they encounter a problem, they're open to get affected by it. Then either they or somebody else is able to construct an imagination of what it could be like. And that imagination either comes from their own experience or from an imagined future. And if we really want to make leaps and bounds in how we can all flow and flourish in the world, I think we need to be able to foster that culture of imagination and then do the rigorous work of learning how do we interact with that imagination, how do we begin to bring it forth, bring it about, let us touch it and feel it and bring it into the experimentation zone so it can start to become real. So yeah, have a check of that. I really enjoyed the evening. I hope it's not the last time I bring those guys together or talk about imagination and interaction together. So where's the value in the on and off grid living this week? Well, potentially there's a lot of value for the guys in Surbiton, getting free food waste service to help us with the composting. Those worlds definitely don't connect without the farm. There's no space at all, it's all concrete around here. Downside is definitely this chemical loo that I cannot find a place to put it into sewage at the moment. So if you know an answer to that in the Surrey, Sussex area, please let me know. It's a genuine life problem I've got to solve. And on a personal level, I'm actually kind of amazed at how looking at the videos of the animals on Wilderness Farm is taking me deeper into the experience. Knowing that there's badgers now, even though I've not seen them in real life, makes me value the space more, makes me want to protect that nature space that we've left alone even more, because that's where all the animals are, or at least where our cameras are showing them to be, and how therapeutic it is just listening to the bird song in the background. So it's interesting how the digital is enhancing my analog picture of the place, and I think my experience of being there will be even richer having now seen some of this other content that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that value or that richness was there otherwise. Alright guys, I will see you very soon for another video. Let me know what you think about this format, by the way. Let me know if you think this feels good or whether you just want to be in the action as we're vlogging it in real time. I haven't finished the edit yet, so I don't know how much I like this format and whether it's good or not. Certainly meant I could be more in the moment on the farm, but it could be producing quite a lot more work for me here. But I'll finish here and see you soon. Take it easy.